After I stopped posting, I told myself I was being smart, careful, rational. I'd seen something unsettling, decided not to feed it, and stepped away before it became a problem. That's how people like to imagine control works online. If you don't look, if you don't post, if you don't engage, then whatever you're afraid of loses interest and moves on. That belief lasted exactly 3 days. The first sign something was wrong wasn't another photo. It was the silence. Messages slowed. Notifications stopped entirely. Friends who normally filled every empty space with noise didn't seem to notice I'd vanished. The feed adjusted instantly, like I'd never been there at all. That should have been comforting. Instead, it made my stomach turn. I realized how easy it was to disappear without ever actually leaving. That night, I searched for answers. Not background figure or blurry man, but feelings. Pauses. That moment when something familiar suddenly feels wrong. That's when I found it. The thread. It wasn't where it should have been. No proper forum header. No clear timestamps. Just a repost of a screenshot, hosted on a site that looked abandoned. Half the links were broken. Half the images refused to load. It felt less like a discussion and more like evidence that had survived by accident. The title read, "Anyone else seeing the same guy in their photos?" At first, I thought I was projecting. People online see patterns everywhere, faces in clouds, meaning in glitches. But the descriptions were too specific. The forward lean, the arms hanging wrong, the face that never quite came into focus. People from different cities described the same details without ever comparing notes. One user wrote that they thought it was a prank. Another said it felt like noticing someone staring at you through a window, except the window was your own phone. Someone else admitted they'd deleted every account they had, only to still see him appear behind them in a friend's video. The more I read, the more certain I became. This wasn't coincidence. That's when Maya posted. Her comment was casual, almost dismissive, like she didn't want to give the thread too much power. She said her followers had started leaving strange comments on her posts, asking about the guy in the background. She assumed it was trolling until multiple people described the same figure without coordinating. She attached a screenshot. I didn't need the red circle she drew around him. He stood behind her near a railing, dressed like anyone else nearby. Hoodie, neutral colors, head tilted down slightly. If you weren't looking for him, you'd scroll right past. But once you knew what to look for, he dominated the image. Maya tried to laugh it off in her reply. Said she'd been posting daily for years and never noticed anything like this before. Said the internet loved inventing monsters. Lena responded almost immediately. That's how it started for my brother. No emojis, no explanation. Just that sentence. Lena didn't post images. She said she wouldn't. Said that was how it got worse. Her brother had been active online, not famous, not influential, just present. Always posting, always watching. One day, he noticed someone strange in the background of a video. A week later, he stopped appearing in his own photos. A week after that, he stopped answering messages entirely. She found him later in other people's pictures, hidden, reflected, half obscured behind objects that didn't matter. Always there if you looked long enough. Always closer than before. He didn't die, she wrote. He just stopped existing anywhere else. Jonah joined the thread that night. He was the skeptic, the one who explained compression artifacts, lens distortion, pareidolia. He said if this thing were real, there would be inconsistencies, variations, errors. Instead, he found patterns. Same posture, same relative distance to the subject, same absence from mirrors unless recorded. Jonah stopped calling it nothing. The thread didn't stay up long after that. Replies vanished mid-conversation. Images failed to load. Usernames disappeared entirely. But something strange happened every time it went down. It came back. Different URL, different layout. Same words, same screenshots. Like it didn't want to be found easily, but didn't want to disappear either. We realized we weren't being erased. We were being observed. People who posted more images saw him sooner. People who stopped posting delayed his appearances, but never stopped them completely. He showed up in other people's photos instead, in reflections, in surveillance footage no one remembered installing. Jonah said something that stuck with me. "He's not following us," he wrote. "He's following our visibility." That was the first time someone used the name, the FeedWalker. Before logging off, I checked the thread one last time. A new comment had appeared while I wasn't looking. No username, no profile image, just a sentence. "You don't disappear when you stop posting. You just stop seeing how close he is." I closed my laptop and sat in the dark, phone face down on the desk beside me. For the first time since this started, I felt something worse than fear. I felt watched without being seen. Somewhere behind lenses I didn't control, the FeedWalker was still moving, still closing the distance. And now I wasn't alone in knowing that. That made it worse.